Hi, this is Hollywood Evan Saint McCavity, a listener-supported community-enhanced radio's late-night voice in the surreal sonic wilderness. You know, we've had some real good times together, haven't we? Journeying toward the clear, pure light of the Millennial Dawn every Friday morning from 3:30 to 6 here at 90.7 frequency-modulated megahertz, millihertz, or whatever they are on the radio dial. Yeah, you bet we have. One of the best parts is when y'all call me up at 231-8187 at 4 o'clock in the morning and let me know how it's happening out there in the donut shops and the dormitories. Sure, sometimes I get calls saying, yeah, pal, nice show, but don't give up the day job, you know what I mean? Well, it's true. Like most of the hard-working air talent down here at the Boo, I do have another gig for cash flow purposes. Not that I'm complaining, you understand. It's nice work, well paid, free coffee, and a spacious, clean, well-lighted office in Beaverton where I conduct scientific research projects as a clinical rock and roll paleontologist. Anyway, so a few weeks ago, I'm on the air, and this guy calls up, says his name is Richard, and could I maybe put on some Motors? Industrial music, I ask? No, he says, the Motors. You never heard of the Motors? No, I say, I never did. Send me a tape. I'll send you a tape, he says. You gotta hear these Motors. So a few weeks later, I look in my box, and there's this tape, and I throw it in my glove box, and the next time I'm stuck in traffic, I pop it in the Blaupunkt, and I crank it up, and after a few minutes, I can't believe what it is I'm hearing. Not only is this motor stuff got a solid lyrical structure and a backbeat you could kill yeast infections with, but the whole time I'm thinking to myself, my God, this could be exactly what we're looking for on the Alpha Project back at the Paleo Lab. I get it back there, I run some tests, and sure enough, it all checks out. This Motors tape that Rich sent me turns out to be a regular Philosopher's Stone, the much-storied missing link between Todd Rundgren and anarchy in the UK. In fact, a minor miracle, really, in the cozy confines of my professional life. Now you're thinking, nice story, McCavity. What is the point you're trying to make here? All right, it's this. You're already used to thinking of KBOO as a kind of sonic nirvana for the pre-awakened musical and spiritual avant-garde. You know without thinking about it that this radio station is the nucleus and yet simultaneously at the very cutting edge of the modern-day philosophical rebirth of values in our society. But the story I just told you is part of a growing body of irrefutable evidence which suggests that this enterprise we call Community Radio 90.7 is capable of generating enormous amounts of healing, transformational, and soul-altering energy which is absolutely essential to the continued existence of the scientific paradigm, the psychologistic infrastructure of our shared worldview, and very likely the very survival of the human species as a viable life form on this planet. And that, my friend, is something to back with your heart, your soul, your mind, and your wallet. And the time to show that support is now, as KBOO enters its spring pledge drive, a drive which may impact and even determine our collective destiny. On behalf of Western civilization, I thank you.